Greetings. This is your elderly brother, Black Light, your counselor, the one that will lead you in the right direction if you just hear me out. Now, last video we were talking about all of a sudden you got Caucasians by the boatload up front wanting to help the black man get justice. You don't find that suspicious, do you? A lot of y'all, like I heard Professor Griff say, he's glad that, the white people are helping us, speaking up. I heard Spike Lee say the same thing. So let's talk about this. Y'all hear my point of view. Let's see if it don't make sense to you. When you study the history of Martin Luther King, he had a nonviolent movement, protest. He marched on Washington. But really it wasn't nothing but a rally about civil rights and justice for the black man. At one point, he started listening to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, also through Malcolm X, Malik El-Shabazz, a representative of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He changed his point of view about America. He thought that he could change the nature of the Caucasian and his government. You can't change it. He said that. One thing about, he started speaking out about the Vietnam War. Then he started realizing that this country is built on war and corruption. And eventually, he was assassinated. The brothers went crazy. Brothers and sisters, black man and black woman, started tearing up stuff. And the guards, the army came in, and National Guards came in. Property and lost, and life was lost. Now on the other side, you had the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. His point of view was different. He didn't believe in voting or participating in the government, the USA's politics. He didn't believe in protesting or marching. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, referred to the white man as the devil. And on the back of his newspaper, Muhammad Speaks, he had the program and the beliefs of the Muslims. And he wanted us to be tax exempt. And he said, if you give us reparations, we don't want money. We want fertile land, a territory of our own to govern. He said that if if we don't separate, because we can't change the devil's nature. You can't change their nature. So he said if you don't separate, eventually there will be a war, because you'll never give us justice. And so that's where we at. That's where we've been at. We at war. The Caucasians start developing diseases or viruses like HIV, and he's been working on that kind of stuff. Now he's got the coronavirus, trying to blame it on China. Y'all believe that? Y'all crazy. He's covering up his plans to further advance the King Alfred plan. I know a lot of you have never heard of that. Rex 84, it's online. Now, his time is limited on the planet. The next video I'm going to tell you give you a scientific, rational approach, how we came to that conclusion scientifically. But it's also in the Bible. It's also in the Quran. It's also in a whole lot of other different books. But anyway, they tell you about the devil in the Bible. You know, but your preachers have been misleading you on how to understand the Bible, because they were taught by the Caucasian. Now, before my time run out, let me tell you why you are being tricked by these Caucasians that's protesting for Black Lives Matter and all like that. See, at the end of the day, at the end of all this protesting, they want to see how you think. They want to keep you divided, keep the black man divided from himself. They want some black men and women to be Democrats, some black men and women to be Republicans, some black men and women to be independent. That way it keep you fighting. They want some black people to be Baptists. They want some black people to be this and that and the other, and keep from fighting. A brother I know, is named Sinetta, is promoting debates, doing the white man's work. It's brothers like Spike Lee and Professor Grips are wanting white people to join in on the protest. They don't want to separate, even though the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said separate. Some of them say they study teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but they avoid that part about separation and getting a government of our own. They're attached to the system. Some of them was in the hip-hop business. Mostly all your entertainers and all your sports figures are attached to the system. And all your religious people are attached to the system. They don't want to separate. They don't want to separate. Because the system is feeding them. So he's always going to have people like Oprah Winfrey and people that's in music like Sean Puffy Combs and stuff that's going to have you voting. You know, and that's going to, they're getting paid to do that now. They're getting paid. Why you think that it costs millions and millions of dollars to run a campaign? They could pay people off, buy votes, and then they could sabotage the system of voting, and you'll never know. They did it once, they'll do it again. They did it several times. So these Black Lives Matters and these white protesters, you know, they're not calling for how the Rothschilds, they're not saying nothing about how the Rothschilds or the Federal Reserve bought off the government back in 1910, and that's why they got off the gold standard and got Federal Reserve notes instead of U.S. Treasury dollars. You got Federal Reserve dollars. They're not telling you about that. They're not protesting that because they went against the Constitution. When the Federal Reserve passed when the Congress passed the Federal Reserve Act, they suspended the Constitution. And it's a military regime. That's why they got to start wars all the time. Wars is big business. So you're in a big ass plantation / concentration camp / corporation. This is Black Light. Stay tuned.